I know you guys are all on board the Italy train, but we might just be about to put the brakes on very slightly. Chris Coleman, Julie Foudy and Tim Howard are here. Julie, before we get to the brakes, let's look at that head of steam that Italy built up in the game. What did they get right for you?
Well, I love the interchange between that midfield and forward line. So that front six, Immobile, of course, stays high in that number 9. But you're constantly seeing Insigne come back. You're seeing Barella get forward. And I think that interchange is everything for them. As Alessandro was saying earlier, there's no big star on this team. It's a big team of collective, and Insigne in particular coming back into the midfield as he did. This was their first very good look, coming from a deeper line position, hard to track. He misses that one, but he's not going to get this one wrong. Berardi with the interception. See him again in that deeper position, and the interchange, Barella having such a big game, and Insigne finishing that one off. But it's that freedom and that creativity, and really, I think John Champion said it at the end of the telecast. There's a swagger to Italy and there's a joy to Italy that I think it comes shining through.
There were concerns early on, though, Tim, that maybe it wasn't going to be quite close enough with all those missed opportunities.
Well, 64% possession in the first half. They were knocking on the door, and obviously they were going to dominate possession. Turkey did a terrible job, I thought, in terms of conceding too much space, and Italy didn't use the wide areas to their advantage. Alessandro showed us on the replay that once they did get into wide areas, then the goals came. But you know, when you look at some of these opportunities, I mean, Chiellini is going to be one of the most dangerous players in this tournament on set pieces, simply because of his spatial awareness. When he's in the penalty area, he knows where the space is. On that particular play, he pulled away. On this one, he knows the space is away from the ball, and he nearly gets a foot to it there and flips it into goal. So he's going to be dangerous on set pieces. I thought they were wasteful on a lot of their set pieces, but when they do get it right, they're very dangerous.
Yeah, when they go back and look at this, when Mancini's looking at this performance, yes, it's a 3-0 win. Yes, it's 3 points in the opening game. As a coach, what will he be looking to work on?
He'd be happy. 3 points is what everybody wants in the first game. But as a coach looking at that performance, I thought although I thought Turkey were poor, but sometimes you can only play as well as the opponents allow you. I thought Italy were very, very good, very impressive. Like Alessandro said earlier, there's a real vibe or like a team bond with that. And they're not just good players, they have got some good players. No world-class stars, but some very good players. But the vibe on this Italian team is interesting. And I think no injuries. Everybody walked off smiling, they got the 3 points, good performance. I think if you're Switzerland and if you're Wales, we're looking at this Italian team thinking, this may be a long, long 90 minutes.
And huge for Immobile, with as well as he's been playing at the club level, the criticism for him is he hasn't been able to finish it off at the international level. So the confidence to come into that first game with all the pressure on them not qualifying for the last World Cup, and him to get a goal, and I think Insigne as well, I think that's huge for the team going forward.
Yeah, and Julie, you talked about this week about Italy's swagger, and we talked off camera. When you look at the defenders, they enjoy defending. Yeah, they walked away 3-0, but if that game needed to be 1-0, they would have done it because Chiellini and Bonucci at the back throwing their bodies in front of the ball, and they do a really good job counter-pressing. They protect that back line. A little bit of age in that back line, but experience. And so when they're isolated 1 versus 1, it's okay because the high press is so good once the ball turns over.
Yeah, it's a good point, because when you see Immobile at one end scoring and they're celebrating, then you see Chiellini the other end stopping a 1v1 situation and blocking a shot, and he's celebrating.
In the 93rd minute.
In the 93rd minute. And that's
beautiful.
A fantastic sign of obviously a very good player, but of a group that they can do both, and they enjoy doing both, attacking and defending.
Preserving that shutout.
Yeah, and it could come down to the team that finishes second behind Italy in this group. You'll be hoping that it's Wales. We've seen Turkey's approach. We've seen what it looks like they're going to do throughout this tournament. Can Wales make a bid for that? They've got Switzerland up next.
I think Turkey in the next game will be dangerous because they won't be as bad as they were today. They've only got 3 games, well, 2 now. The first one, they've not really done enough for me. I know Italy are a good team, but I thought Turkey could have showed a bit more pride in going forward and trying to score a goal. They didn't. They never really got out of their own half. But they know they've only got 2 more bites of the cherry, so they can be dangerous in the next game. So I think Turkey will be a lot better because otherwise they're on the plane going home. But this is tournament football. As bad as they were today, they weren't very good. They've lost 3-0 to a very good Italian team. What's to say they don't win the next 2 games? Because they are winnable games. I'm saying that as a Welshman. I hope they don't obviously beat Wales, but they're still winnable games because Switzerland in tournament football have got 2 wins out of 13 or 14. So, you know, Turkey is still very, very, very much in it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.